Hi all, I want to start the video by saying that English is not my first language. As you can hear, I was watching Farmagia, and for those who haven't watched, there are spoilers in the video. Before I start talking about the pacing problem, I wanna talk about the first 4 episodes to give the information to understand my view. The first episode was divided in 2 parts. In the first part, we got introduced to the main characters. So we got Chiga, we got Lei, Archer, and then we got Ten, the only one without monsters, with the fear for dogs, all important for later, with his main goal to be one of the Russian says. Then we continue with the introduction of the world, and the ruler is the Magus Diluculum and his generals the Eurasian says. Explain that the Eurasian says are six and each of one control a continent, but there are only 5 continents, so one of them is without territory. Then the episode continues with the introduction of some side characters. In the second part start the main plot, with the death of Diluculum, and one of Russian named Glass take the command, and declare to stop the use of child labor. Just kidding, he just wanted to eliminate all the weak. Start an attack on the city, we got introduced to a very strong enemy, the Masked One. We blow the orphanage, attack the protagonist, and at the end of the episode, Ten unlock his monsters. We see what monster Ten have, and for comic relief, are dogs. The first episode was good. We got to have some information, with the main plot start as soon as possible. In the second episode, we got to the continue of the battle against the Masked Man, where the protagonist got kicked to establish the level of strength of the enemy, saved Bananas, that in the first episode was introduced as one of the Eurasian seas. After that, we got introduced on the rest of the Eurasian seas, so we got the names and which continent they are ruled, starting with Manas, then we got the big boy Corpus, then Lorraine, and the last one without territory, Lisan. And to be precise, Glass is the other one with the territory. After that, they start to make a plan to defeat the Russian seas. And at this point, I see that to become one, you don't need to be very smart. And I say that for the plan that Tenaris make. Remember, it's one of the Russian seas. So, her plan is to send a strike team to infiltrate in the enemy territory to eliminate the enemy leader Manas. Good plan, but we got a little problem with this plan. And is that she send 3 farmers with no previous fighting experience, and one of them unlock his monster the night before. So she think that is enough to defeat another Eurasian says. Hope they attack it when he's sleeping or he sit on the toilet, because we see in the previous fight they got kicked bad. The second episode end with the team on Mana's territory. I know, I'm just doing a recap of the episodes, but need for make my points later, so please endure. Let's continue to the third episode, that present another character that is Imero, shown in previously in flashback, and when I look at him, look like a skin and nuts, but it's not the main topic. They fight, show the ability to fuse monster important for later because to learn this ability you need to train. His friend Zucchero and Gato, side note, Zucchero means sugar in Italian, were defeated by the team, so Emero retreat to help his friends. And supposedly those two have trained to fight, but they lost against the farmer. Other things happen in the episode, they don't need to talk about to make my point. And we arrive on the most important part, the fourth episode, where all the previous information now become important, because this episode they found, fight and defeat Manas. We see in the previous episode that the team are made by common farmers. I want to precise that Ten just obtained his own monster 2 or 3 days before, and the adversary is one of the strongest Farmagia. If you are still watching this video, thank you very much. I wanna remember that Manas is one of the Horizon series. Talking about the fight, I was expecting some cool monster is summoned, but it transformed in one. In the episode I explain why. The battle was hilarious for me, and the part that hit me the most was when Ten learned the ability to fuse his dogs. Remember that he has his monster for 2 or 3 days, and the monster that was combined, called Cerberus, is this. I'm serious. They defeat Manas with the help of Himero. So, to defeat an Horizon Seas, that is one of the strongest Farmagia, you only need some farm. I start to think that to become a Horizon Seas you don't need to be strong. And that is the problem of the pacing in the story. It's like a speedrun to complete the plot. The story goes so fast that don't give a sense how strong the enemy are. If we look some other anime, I choose for my example Fairy Tail and Eden Zero. We got both the main characters established as fighters. In Fairy Tail, we know Natsu as a strong mage from the start, and for Shigi from Eden Zero, we got that he know how to use his power thanks to flashback about his training with his grandpa. So the character know how to fight from the start. But for Farmagia is not the case. So see them defeat a supposed boss undermining his valor as a threat. So when we see a fight of Natsu against the Russian Seis, we see them as a real threat. Or when the battle of Shigi against the dragon of the Russian Seas is more impactful, because we know how strong the protagonist is. And this is why I think the pacing is too fast. It would have been better to see the journey and the improvement, with the climax against the first Russian Seas. I don't want to say that Farmagia is a bad anime. I still enjoy watching, so I hope I was able to express my thoughts in a way that were understandable. I hope you enjoyed the video and I am curious to know your own ideas. Please share your opinion and suggestion.